This is Daily Armenia, ＳivilNet's daily news digest. Here's what's making headlines in Armenia today. Armenia's government expects little to no increase in defense spending in the 2026 state budget, reflecting current assessments of security and fiscal needs, Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan told reporters today. I think there might be no significant increase in defense expenditures in the 2026 budget, or perhaps no increase at all. This is logical. At least for now, that is our assessment. We will continue following the situation, and all our decisions will correspond to short, medium, and long-term developments, Pashinyan said. Yesterday, Finance Minister Vahagn Khachaturyan also announced that the government intends to reduce the share of defense spending in total expenditures beginning in 2026. This stands in contrast to last year's decision to sharply raise military spending. In December 2024, Parliament approved the 2025 budget with an almost 20% increase in defense allocations compared to the previous year, up to roughly $1.7 billion, or about 6% of the country's GDP. Earlier this week, Fitch Ratings assessed the preliminary peace arrangements between Armenia and Azerbaijan as a positive step. In its report, the agency said that a reduction in geopolitical risks could ease Armenia's fiscal pressures in the medium term, particularly through lower defense spending. Armenia's government has approved more than $3.2 million in legal fees to defend itself in Stockholm arbitration proceedings over the takeover of the country's main electricity distributor. At a cabinet meeting today, ministers endorsed hiring the Washington-based international law firm Arnold & Porter to represent Armenia in its dispute with the shareholders of Electricity Networks of Armenia. Founded in 1946, Arnold & Porter operates 16 offices worldwide and employs around 1,000 lawyers. The firm specializes in regulatory and commercial disputes and has represented states in dozens of investor-state arbitration cases. According to the Armenian government's justification, Arnold & Porter has prevailed in 53 out of its last 60 investment arbitration cases. The government said that the $3.2 million allocation does not cover taxes, expert fees, travel, accommodation, translation, or arbitration costs. The arbitration was triggered by Cyprus-registered Lyman Holdings Limited, the majority shareholder of ENA and part of Russian-Armenian billionaire Samvel Karapetyan's Tashia Group. The company alleges that Armenia's move to place ENA under government-appointed management amounted to an illegal and politically motivated seizure. Last month, the emergency arbitrator of the Stockholm Chamber of Commerce ordered the Armenian government to refrain from appointing managers or interfering in ENA's operations. Despite the ruling, opposition politicians and Karapetyan's representatives say the decision has not been implemented on the ground. Karapetyan was arrested in June on charges of calling for regime change after publicly siding with the Armenian Apostolic Church in its confrontation with Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan. Lawmakers subsequently passed legislation enabling the government to nationalize ENA, handing its management to Romanos Petrosyan, a senior member of Pashinyan's civil contract party. Analysts and opposition figures have warned that the case could damage Armenia's investment climate and expose the state to costly international arbitration battles. A new Armenian Creative Technologies College was inaugurated in Parakar, Armavir province, in a ceremony that also marked the 20th anniversary of the Gyumri Information Technology Center, state news agency Armen Press reported yesterday. The college aims to combine technology, art, and engineering under one roof, offering new opportunities for young people. The institution will be managed by GITC, which is pledged to ensure modern curricula and high educational standards. According to GITC Director Amalia Yehoyan, the college is structured around three departments: computer science, with a focus on artificial intelligence and cybersecurity, digital arts merging traditional art with digital skills, and engineering and production. She also announced that an Apple Academy will be established and that a cooperation agreement has been signed with Columbia University in the United States, allowing top-performing students to attend engineering courses there free of charge starting next year. Armenia's Minister of Labor and Social Affairs, Narek Mekartachan, welcomed the initiative, noting that the project was made possible with the support of state institutions, diaspora benefactors, and the Parakar community. Education Minister Jean Andreasyan stressed that the opening reflects the government's policy of prioritizing education, particularly vocational training, while High-Tech Industry Minister Mahidar Hayrapetyan emphasized its role in preparing specialists to boost productivity and growth in the national economy. The ceremony was also attended by Armenia's President Vahagn Khachaturyan. The guests toured the new building and its facilities following the official opening. And finally, the CivilNet number of the day is 8,856. This is Armenia's projected GDP per capita for 2025 in US dollars, according to the International Monetary Fund. That places Armenia 8th among post-Soviet economies, well ahead of Azerbaijan, which is ranked 10th with $7,600 per capita, despite its oil and gas-rich economy. At the top of the list are the three Baltic states, Estonia, Lithuania and Latvia, all members of the European Union, with Estonia leading at $32,800 per capita. And as always, please follow CivilNet for the latest news and independent reporting from our contributors on the ground here in Armenia.